Howdy folks, welcome back to Space Engineers, and we're in my new control room. I've been doing a lot of work on the base, and I've built in a new control room, so let me take you for a little bit of a tour. Top that off real quick. We're going to go outside, and we'll start out there. So here we are outside. We're on the corner of the base here, so this is the new hab and control room. The old one is gone. I'm still in the process of reconfiguring the inside just to make it a little more logical and whatnot. But anyway, this is the new entrance, and I've got this little simple airlock. I'll try to remember to link to a video from Engineered Coffee on setting this up. It's kind of the simplest way to make an airlock. Basically, the way it works is some event controller, or an event controller, and then some setups. So you just close whichever door is open, and that cycles the airlock. It just does it all. It just works. It's really cool. Really nice, simple, elegant design. You can find it on his channel. It's a little short video. I'll try to remember to link it. Anyway, so with the airlock coming in, to our left here this is my hab. So just the normal stuff. The bed and a little bit of greenery, the kitchen, and a TV. Using some of the new floor blocks from the new update here. And then we got this control room, and there's some decorations around. I've got a cargo container for access, a refill station for quick recharge, then a survival kit here for respawning and healing. Then I've been working on some displays and some stuff like that. So we're going to set up the main battery display. I've already done the main storage. And then I'll go over some of this other stuff I've got here for the two LAD vehicles that we have. And then I want to program the LAD 2. I don't have LAD 2 programmed yet to go over and get ore from the mine number 2. So we have a button here to go in, or sorry, to go out and come back in. But what we want to do is set up these lights. So this main storage is basically 0 through 100%. So 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. And then there's event controllers just turning these lights on based on the main cargo. Right now it's just the one big cargo container we have at the base. We want to do the same with the battery for the main set of batteries. So same thing, 0 through 100%. Sounds like we got a storm outside. Oh no, wait. Different screen. Yep. I put the weather on that screen. Before you go outside, you can see what the weather is. So let's hop in the little control seat here. Then I want to come back inside. This will just make it a little easier to see what we're doing. So if I do interior light battery, I didn't set any of those up, did I? I thought I had renamed them. Let me go just double check. I did. Oh, they're light panels, right? Not interior lights. Derp. All right, light panel battery. There it is. So these are the lights we're going to turn on. I've got them all set to green. I think I want probably the 0 and the 20 to be different colors. So if it's 0, you know, we want to know that for sure. Let's make that a red. And then when we're getting down to, say, 20, let's make it an orangish color, which would be, let's do 127 is fine. There we go. So those will be that way. And then we need to set up a whole bunch of event controllers. And I don't think I labeled any of them for this yet. It's going to be pretty much like this. We're going to have an event controller for each light. And it's pretty simple. It's a lot of stuff to set up. That's the only downside to it. So it's going to be event controller, main, battery 0. Try to copy this, but I'm not sure that works. Well, here, let's do this. So we got 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So down to here. It's going to be event controller, main, bat. And we'll call it 0, and then we'll just change the names and replace name. There we go. And this will be 20, 40. Like I said, it's not hard to set up. It's just really tedious. And this will be 100. And then each one of these is going to be pretty much the same. It's just going to be the battery level that's going to be different. So cargo field's the default. We want to put this down to stored power. And then we're going to go find our batteries. And they're going to be, they're named with a refinery, REF for refinery. So we'll say add those. And do an AND gate. So it's looking at all of them. And if it's, in this case, we're going to do equal or less than for this one to be 0. So if it's at 0, we want to know. The others are going to be equal or greater than. So we're going to do the same thing for this. Stored power. Refinery batteries. AND gate. Threshold 20%. And then you can flip this back and forth to have it do the action slot. I'm going to set up the thresholds and then we'll set up the actions. This is going to be super boring. So let me just put a cut in here. I'm going to get all these set up and we'll go over the actions. Okay, those are all set up the same. The only difference is on 0, I do equal or less than. Because I don't want it to show red unless it's out. I don't know, I might do some extra logic there. I'm not sure yet. I guess on this one I had it turn off. So yeah, anyway, we'll figure that out. So for actions, we just want to turn on and off the light. It's really that simple. So we just come up here to light, panel, battery, and we find our 0. We say toggle on, toggle off. Same thing. Panel, battery. Looking for 20. Toggle on, toggle off. And we just go through each one of these and do the same thing. Light, panel, battery. And we're looking for 40. Super exciting stuff. But it's worth it to get some cool lights, right? We like automation. At least I like automation. I like getting my hands on the right part of the keyboard too. Alright, we're up to 80. Toggle on, toggle off. And lastly, 100. Toggle on, toggle off. Alright, so we've got all that set up, but no lights are lit up. Well, it's because it hasn't fired the event yet. So I like the idea of it being color-coded. Don't like it being red, though. I don't know. I'll think about that. I may have that set up differently, but for now we can go to our event battery, and for each one of these, like I was saying earlier, you see it says output action slot 2. So we can do greater than, less than. We just do that for each one of these. It'll toggle it. It basically just makes it reevaluate the statement and fire off the action. Oops. This to be toggled. Right now the batteries are fully charged, so we haven't been using a lot of power. And you can see they're all lit up. Actually, maybe I'll set... Yeah, let's do that. Let's set the 20% as well. So, vent, battery. Let's set this one to equal or less than as well. So these will be on. I'm not sure why is the 100% off? Oh, I wonder if it's a rounding thing. Let's do 99. If it's equal to or less than 99. There we go. Alright, so as the battery goes down, these will turn off. Then when it gets low, this will turn on and that will turn on. So I think I'm pretty happy with that working the way it's working. Over here, I've just got some indicators for the two LADs, the Lobster Automated Drone. So this one works, the LAD 1. The lights are a little goofy, but one thing to know over here, when these are off, it'll actually change the color to white, so it's clear that they're off. So right now they're both docked and they both have full battery. So let's send the LAD 1 off. He is programmed. So I can come over here to this and I can say continue. So I heard him take off. So his docked light has went out. Now this docked light will turn on whether he's docked here or at the mine. As his battery gets less than, I think, 99%, then that will turn off. I forget what I set the threshold to, but anyway, he's going to go on his way. Let's go set up the LAD 2, and I'll kind of show you how the PAM script works if you haven't seen that before. We'll go out this way. Do I have a way out? I might not have another way out, but just to show it, we'll go this direction. So basically that depressurizes, and then it's just like the old habit. It turns the lights, colors, and stuff, and then if it's open, you can get back in by pushing that button. I will show you the behind the magic curtain here. If you wondered how I got those little blocks on the wall, well, it's because it's a block. It's a wall of little blocks. This is the data center. This is all the timer blocks and event controllers and stuff. Action relays. Some of these are extras, but also a lot of these are being used. So I used a hinge with a small head. Then I have a landing gear over here locked to the wall just to keep everything like super stable. I get stuck back in there occasionally. So this has to be pressurized because this doesn't seal. Small to big doesn't seal. So this part of here is pressurized as well when it's pressurized. But anyway, we're kind of rejiggering the inside of the base. I need to get my engine set back up. I don't have that set. We're kind of in the midst of renovations, as it were. But we'll go out through the wall. There's a bug with the concrete blocks. Sometimes it doesn't make noise. For some reason, when you're grinding them down. But anyway, let's go set up the LAD 2. So I'm going to ride it over to the mine. Or I should take my oxygen bottle just in case. I think I left it in the welder. Maybe? Nope. Bottle. And I can't get it out because that's set to suck in parts. It's okay, we'll get it. Just so I don't get over there and run out of air. That would be tragic. And I'm done with the paint gun for now, so we'll put that stuff in there. It wouldn't hurt to have a few more steel plates on us, just in case. You never know when you're going to need steel plates. Alright, now that we have plenty of breathable air, let's get on this thing. And I'm going to take control of the remote. I'm going to go to the camera so I can see the screen. So the way this works is it has a script on the programmable block, and then it has a screen that it updates. And then you set up commands on your command bar for the cursor, basically, so you can move the selection up and down. You can apply. So I'm going to record path and set home. We're setting at our home base, so I'm going to say apply. It's like, okay, we're done. So then I'm going to go up. I'm actually going to come out of this view so I can see a little better. So I want to go up, and this is recording a path. So it will follow your path. So I'm going to come up, and I'm going to go out a little bit to be clear of the other LAD. And then I'm going to head over to the secondary mine over here. Right now this is pretty much just getting stone, but it's eventually going to have magnesium and something else, I think. I'll have to look again. So then I want to come over here, and I'm going to swing wide of the drill. And then it basically, Pam remembers the path you took. So you kind of want to just fly the way you want it to fly. Alright, so I want to come over here. I'm going to rotate around. Get sort of lined up. Hope for the best here. That actually looks pretty close. Then hopefully I got the connectors kind of lined up. There we go. And then park. And then if I go to back to the camera, I can say stop recording. So apply. So then we can set up a shuttle job. Instead of a mining job, we're going to do a shuttle job. It's a little hard to read on that background. But... So right now we're saying leave connector 1 on undock command, leave connector 2 on undock command. So you can manually control how it goes back and forth. But we want this to be automatic. So I'm going to go down to here. And I'm going to say we want to leave on ship is full. And then I'm going to go down to connector 2. Oh, no, wait. I want to do this different. I messed that up. So this is connector 2. Ship is full. And then this one, ship is empty. There we go. So that will just go back and forth between home base and the mine. So then I go back up to next. And I say start job. And then it should fill up with stuff, in theory. I may not have the conveyor set up here. Let me go check that. There's a conveyor sorter. So that's the power. Need some stairs. Get over here. I don't remember if I didn't finish welding this up. I got a little bit of the automation going, but it's not completely set up. What I need to do is look for the, not soft, sorter. Oh, I never finished welding it. We'll have to do that. That's why it's not working. We can go ahead and set it up, though. I want a whitelist. And I don't want ice, so we're going to say any kind of ore you can push out. Add all the ores. And drain them. But we need to get it welded up. So let's get up here. And I need to go... You go get some parts. I looked to see where home base was, so we'll just jetpack over there. Try not to smack into the ground. And we'll just get some parts. Forgot I had quite welded it all up on that second mine. Let's see. Probably easiest is just dump everything in there and then pull everything back out. There we go. We'll grab a little bit of extra stuff. Just so we can build things if we need to. And then apparently I need to come back over here with the welder and get to welding. Alright, once we fire this up, it should fill the lad too. And then it should head back to home base. That's the theory. Let's double check the storage container. Yeah, it's definitely full of stone. Or has a lot of stone. Oh, I didn't add stone to the list. I wanted to avoid having ice in it. I forgot to add stone along with all the ores. We'll get it eventually, folks. I want stone and scrap metal. We'll send any scrap metal back as well to get refined. Now it should fill up and it should take off. Head back to base. Can we get on it and ride it back home? There it goes. It's filling up. Yep, the drill's kicked off again. I can see it wiggling. So I think the basic automation is set up for if it's full, it'll stop the drill. I need to get all the rest of the other stuff set up. How are we looking here? Still filling up modular containers. Nectar's almost full. We got... yeah, we got 4. Wait, 3? Is one of these damaged? Oh no, we're going. Hang on, folks. Just getting the helm so I don't get thrown off. So this is basically just going to follow the reverse path that I flew over here. And then it'll go dock back at our base. And it works super well, even in atmosphere. The PAM script is awesome. And the main thing is, it works like every time. It's reliable. I got these to work with just the built-in blocks. It just wasn't reliable. Like 3 out of 4 times, it would just be weird. I didn't want to have to keep messing around with it. I did get it to work, so I was happy with that. It just wasn't reliable. And trust me, I tried everything. I tried for hours. Collision avoidance on or off. Precision mode on or off. Extra thrusters. I tried all kinds of stuff. So just a hop, skip, and a jump back over here to base. Alright, we're going to fly back over here, and we should see it dock back up. Let's go in here, and we'll repressurize. So just like the old hab, it's all set up to automatically do all the stuff. And I didn't look to see... Lad 1's docked at the other place, because I don't think it's drilling right now. But that'll allow me to show off the other button. So I have this return to base button for Lad 1. So I hit that. It basically sends a signal via an action relay over to the Lad 1, and it'll head back to base. At least it's supposed to. We'll see if it's programmed right. Looks like the Lad 2 is home. Take a look at the roof. Yep, Lad 2 has made it home. Unfortunately, it was sitting crooked when I recorded the home position. So it's going to basically come back to that position every time. I might fix that at some point, but for now, it doesn't really matter. But it will empty out, and PAM will wait for its battery to get recharged, and then it'll just cycle back and forth until I tell it not to do that anymore. So here comes the Lad 1. Camera gets a little goofy. We'll see it come into frame here shortly. Lad 1's coming in. It's fast, too. It's awesome. I love Pam's script. It is fantastic. Whoa. Space Engineer's camera, not so much. Not so much awesome. A little weird. There we go. Lad 1 is docked. Lad 2 is, looks like it's headed back to the mine to get more stone because its batteries got charged up. And there we go. And then I could also tell it to return to base, but I actually want to run some stone through, so I'll let it go. And how are we doing on time? We could probably do a little more. I'm going to get the automation back where we have the engines recharging the batteries. Refills pretty fast, so we'll just refill there. So I left the hydrogen in there. I'm not sure where I'm going to put the engines. I kind of wanted the engines further away from the hab just so we don't have to listen to them. But I haven't decided yet. I do have a toggle over here for the self-repair, so I'm going to let it weld that concrete up. I'm going to turn it back off. So do we have room somewhere kind of out of the way? I do have this little corner here. I was using that for axe relays. We need conveyor access for the hydrogen. I do have some room back in here, and we have conveyor access. And that's directly in, right? Yeah, it doesn't have a sorter on it. We could put them back in here, really. Then have a catwalk up over it, maybe? Yeah, we could put a junction box here. And then we should have enough room for the engines. So with that there, do I have the engines on here? Yes. Like that, and then we could have the curved guy. Like that. Then they're kind of out of the way. We don't have to listen to them screaming next to our ab over there. Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's do that. And I'm going to have the self-repair weld those up. It welds about the same speed as like a level 1 or level 2 welder. It's not super fast, but it is convenient. So I'm going to toggle both of these guys off for now. Alright, so they're in. Now we just need to go set up a event controller like we had before. Actually, it would be 2 event controllers. Actually, let's make another tank as well. Turn that back off for a second. I don't want that tank just kind of hanging out there in the middle of nowhere. We could do a couple tanks here, probably. Yeah, alright, let's just go over to... is it this guy? Small hydrogen tank? Big hydrogen tank somewhere. Unable to place. Oh, because there's lights in the way. We do it there. That'd be a big hydrogen tank. Kind of vulnerable there. Let's do it. And then I do want a smaller one, say on here, kind of reserve. And then we'll hook these together. Got a load of stone in, it sounds like. Something like that. Then I'm going to change this to the junction. So it can feed into the tank a couple different ways. Alright, and then we'll have that weld up. Then once the big tank is done, I'm going to set it to stockpile. While we do that, I'm going to turn these two off. So I'll have it pull out of this tank. See, this one's going down. So I want to get rid of this tank. I'm going to move these oxygen O2H2 generators as well. They're going to move somewhere else. Alright, that guy is empty, so I need to turn this back off. Otherwise it'll be fighting the grinding.
Inventory full.
Yeah.
Inventory full.
There's a lot of pipes in these. There we go. Alright, we got our hydrogen moved over. I'll get those moved at some point. Let's go get our event controller set up for that. Oops, wrong button. To kick off the engines if needed. You can see our batteries are, yeah, they're at least 80%. And let's test the, where's the lad 2? That 2 is at the mine. Let's test the button. Yeah, looks like it took off. Lad 1 is back. Let's hop in here and let's go find a couple more event controllers. Make sure I didn't have the old one still on there. So this will be main battery low and main battery okay. And also I want to set up a group for these guys. I already have a group for them called refinery batteries. All right, cool. All right, so if the batteries are below a certain level, we want to kick the engines on. Speak of which, and prefix that with a, I need to get all this stuff named right. On the refinery, I don't have that all named right. Alright, now we have a group for that as well. Alright, so if the battery is low, so again, we're going to say stored power. Actually, I could repurpose. Yeah, I could, actually don't need to do this. I think I can do multiple actions. Oops. Yeah, there's different pages. Okay, we can just we can repurpose our other ones. We don't need to set up new event controllers. That's fine. We'll just set this back to event controller. So I want to say if the main batteries are equal or less than 20, we want to kick on the engines. So we just need to go to a new page. So we hit Control 2 and go to Groups. Hydrogen, yeah, refinery engines. So if it's below 20, I want to toggle the block on. And then if it's back above 60, I want to toggle them off. This one is equal or greater than, so I want the negative to turn them back off. So go to Control 2 page, say toggle block off. And then that should kick the engines on. if the batteries get low. It'll turn them back off when it gets charged back above 60%. So we got some more automation in the base. How are we looking on the roof here? We got both of our boys are back home. The crooked lad 2 is going to bother me, so I will fix that at some point. But it's not super important right now. And then also in the control seat, I can do stuff like continue. If I send a continue coming into the programmable block with Pam on it, it'll continue its job. So I can send both of those guys back out. So I will do that. Or not. Is lad 2 battery? Oh, there it goes. It probably was waiting for his batteries to charge. That's what I was going to go check. All right, the lads are off. We're going to go do stuff. I do need to go over... I need to work on both mines. The mine 1, I think, needs reset. I think it's all the way down, and we've brought pretty much all the stone back. The iron ore, I need to get it reset. Mine 2 is not even down to the ore yet. It's just stone right now, so we're going to be processing stone, which means I probably need more storage, so the work continues. But that'll be it for now. I just wanted to show you some of the control room stuff. I'm having some fun tinkering with this in the background, and I'll continue to make a few videos here and there, just kind of showing neat little things that we're doing. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll catch you in the next adventure. Take care.